Alright, so today's question of the day comes from FS Guzman asking me about what was my first day in boot camp experience like, day number one. So, last time on the last question of the day, we kind of left off at, hey, this was my ship out experience. From Pennsylvania, I left with the group, arrived at Illinois to the airport, right? That's kind of where we left off. So continuing on with that, so the group and I, we went to Starbucks to have our kind of last meal and talk to each other, talk to our family freely for the last time. And right about 300 feet away, we could see the petty officers picking up recruits to go to recruit training command, right? So, we had our last meal, kind of settled down, had our mindset, and we met with the petty officers. They put us in groups, and then we got on the bus. So if you ever seen the official Navy boot camp video, they have a small clip when the recruits get on the bus and get off the bus. So it's going to be the same for you for the most part. So if you're coming from out of state, some people that were from in-state within Illinois got to drive in and then they got dropped off. But if you don't live in Illinois, for the majority of us, the airport and the bus is the way to go. So we got on the bus, sat down. No one was allowed to talk, and the realization started to set in. There's no turning back. This is it. Boot camp is starting. And they put a video on of Navy boot camp haircut regulation. It was a very, very outdated, old video, and they put it on repeat for over and over and over again. And the bus ride was for like 30 minutes, and the haircut boot camp regulation video was for like 5 minutes, so we watched it like 6 times. And so we got off the bus, we arrived, and there was petty officers and chiefs, no yelling. They said, hey, get off the bus, follow the line, get inside the building, and stand side by side each other. That's exactly what we did. We got in the building, stood side by side, and also facing each other. And they said, hey, call your family now. So if you have a cell phone, take it out, call your family. If you don't have a cell phone, borrow it from somebody, call them. So if you don't remember, if you didn't memorize your parents' phone number, like I said, have a wallet, and within it have a note card, and then have your parents' phone number written down, okay? And then I called my family. So when I watched like Army and Marine Corps boot camp videos, they have like a scripted line that they had to say, and they have a payphone. That was the case for me, and what I believe is going to be the case for you. You get to kind of freely talk, but not for a long time. You can't hog the phone for like 5 minutes. You have to be in and out within a minute, right? And my parents aren't fluent in English, so I had to speak in Korean. And they were around, but they weren't kind of monitoring us and listening on what we were saying. They didn't really care as long as we let them know that we arrived at Recruit Training Command, and that was it, right? And as long as it was quick and within the minute. So if you didn't get to get through to your parents, right? If your call didn't get through, they said, hey, let us know, and later on we'll let you call again, right? So after that, and the whole purpose of day one, in my opinion, so I arrived at June 2nd. They didn't let us sleep until the next day, June 3rd at night, right? So they made us stay up for a very, very long time. And the reason why I believe they do that is because everyone has like a different sleep pattern, different sleep schedule, right? Some people can sleep very early, some people can sleep on time, some people can't sleep until very late at night. So if they make you stay up for like 48 hours, right, everyone's going to be dead when it's time to sleep. So they can kind of reset the sleeping standard, reset the sleeping pattern to sleep for 8 hours and then work out, take classes for 16 hours and do that cycle, right? So they try to build up the cycle, the foundation from the beginning, and they are very strict from the beginning. And they also, from the day number one, they give you your PT uniform, underwear, hygiene, flip-flops, shoes. So basic necessities. So they don't give you your uniform on day number one. That's at a later day. Day number one, it's basically setting the standard, your analysis, and making sure that you know what is expected of you, and resetting your sleeping pattern, resetting your sleep schedule, making you stay up all night, and you're going to be very, very tired. And so that was my boot camp experience on day number 1. I remember being very, very tired. And I recommend, when you get to boot camp, they have a little like pocket hand journal. Use that as kind of like your journal / diary. Just write down your thoughts. Like, hey, I arrived at boot camp. This is what I'm currently feeling. And by the end of boot camp, I hope to be more disciplined or be more responsible, respectable, whatever your goals might be. Just kind of have a journal for yourself and just kind of progress through boot camp. So when I was in boot camp, I wrote in my journal as best as I can, almost every single day. Out of the 60 days I was in boot camp, I think I only missed like 10 days because I was knocked out. So that was my experience. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day.